What's going on, guys? Rainy morning here. Rainy Monday morning. Better run, man. And here we are going to work because later today it's actually going to be pretty decent. Wipe off the lens there. But yeah, later today is going to be pretty decent in terms of weather. It's not going to be raining, so we'll be in good shape. I'm like just going so slow right now. I don't know how it is in other parts of the country or other parts of the world, but when it rains here in New York, because we have so much car traffic, the road is so slick. I mean, yeah, obviously the road is slick because of water, but that grease that just built up on top of the road, man, super slick. You could just feel the tires just wanting to break. And you know, that's your ass on the ground. But you know, I've been feathering the brakes, just kind of riding them a bit just to keep them clear. But yeah, so I test drove a Tesla Model S this past Friday. If you have me on Strava, you probably would have saw it. I was not able to take any videos or pictures, but you know, I could tell you about it. So pretty much, if you saw the Formula E race, my Formula E race video, you would notice that at one point me and Steve were in the Tesla shop, and I started talking to the sales associate there about the car, just asking him like questions about it. And then he's like, hey, do you want to go for a test drive? Oh, okay. And I didn't really think that was going to happen, because there are plenty of stories online that car dealerships tend to discriminate against people, not because I'm black, but because I wasn't dressed really fancy. I was dressed like how I'm dressed now. If you saw the Formula E video, you know what I'm talking about. Just like in workout clothes, because I rode my bike to the Formula E race. So, you know, I didn't really expect that they were going to offer me a test drive, but they did, which was super cool, and I went for it. So the guy there was pretty cool. He showed me the Tesla, like he showed me like the rear seats. There are rear seats that face towards the back of the car for kids, like small kids, right? Like 3 to 10 or 3 to 12, something like that, he said. But I don't know about 12-year-olds nowadays, because some of them are pretty big, but it's super cool. So he drives for a bit. So the test drive was split up into 2 portions. He drove for the first half, I drove for the second half. So during the first half, he's showing me all the functionality of the car and, you know, how does the car work and all that stuff. But I must say, like, man, that car is so quiet, and it doesn't really feel like a car. You know, I don't know what it feels like, because it feels very solid. Like, cars tend to feel pretty solid, but it didn't feel small or compact or low to the ground. It just felt really good. And the steering was very nice. It wasn't too tight, it wasn't too loose. It was pretty good. You could obviously change it. I had it in sport mode, and I know sport steering wheels tend to be pretty tight. When you turn the wheel, it actually felt like you were turning the car. Some of these cars nowadays, when you turn the wheel, it's very stiff, it's very heavy. The car ain't doing much. Felt really good. He showed me the Supercharger Network. That was really cool. Like, I know about it. For those of you who don't know, and I knew this already, but for those of you who don't know, when you navigate on long trips, pretty much the GPS will take you through the superchargers. So you'll be like, all right, well, I want to drive from here to here. It's 500 miles or whatever. It's going to take you through the superchargers. It would say, all right, you're going to get here at this time. You're going to charge for half an hour. And then you're going to go to this supercharger and go for this time. And it tells you what percentage battery you'll have left and all that cool stuff. And I've even seen videos where the person was driving pretty decently. He's letting me go, thank God. I've seen people where people drive decently and they're like, okay, you don't have to stop at this supercharger, you could go to the next one. Super cool, man. Really cool. I guess that helps with range and anxiety. And I think it even tells you how many chargers are being used at that moment. It's also another cool thing. Man, this bike shifts like garbage in the wet. So I run Sora, Shimano Sora. I think I'm like second from the bottom. Definitely need to upgrade on 105. So now it's my turn to drive, and I start driving. And it was really nice. I think the most impressive part about that, about the drivability of the car, is when you give it gas, the car doesn't want to take off. So a really powerful car or a really weak car, they all have this tendency to have the power and the low RPMs. You give it a little bit of gas and the car just wants to shoot off. And I hate that. So like when I drove the Corolla on my birthday last year, you know, I was kind of caught off guard that the Corolla has so much torque towards the bottom of the power band. And that's something that high power towards the bottom of the power band, that's something that has always annoyed me about cars. Because obviously when I'm going slow, I don't need all that power. But the Tesla, I mean, you could give it a little bit of gas pedal or accelerator pedal and it doesn't want to take off. It feels really good. I really like how it feels. And if you want to take off, you give it more gas pedal. I mean, it felt really great. So we're driving around a bit and I'm getting used to the car, just feeling it out. We then go on the highway, and this was Friday, like at 4:30. For some reason, I felt that was a good time to get on the highway. But we get on the highway and we're stuck in traffic, which isn't a bad thing, because I actually got to see how the Autopilot works. And pretty much once the car in front of you slows down, Autopilot slows down. It's constantly making corrections to the car to keep the car in the lane. So as soon as you turn the Autopilot on, it might actually kind of like scare you, because the car quickly moves to the center of the lane. So I wasn't dead center in the lane, so I quickly moved over and it just did its thing pretty much. So now we're driving down the highway, we're in traffic. I think the fastest I went was maybe 25, 30 miles an hour. It was really cool that, I'm gonna make a left. It was really cool that it was just able to keep up with the car. I mean, that was weird. Never experienced that before. And it's just cool that you're able to just let the car do the driving for you. Now, something I didn't like about the Autopilot is when the guy in front of you sped up, the car felt the need to speed up equally as fast. So like the guy in front of you gave it gas, your car gave it gas. If he slammed on the brakes, you slammed on the brakes. The brakes part makes perfect sense. But the acceleration part, not a huge fan of it. I think that's just gonna eat into your range a lot. Those hard little accelerations, instead of smoothly giving it gas. But that's just my personal opinion on that. I'm sure the people who have been driving Tesla for all these years don't care about that. I will say I've never experienced regenerative braking before either, and that shit is something else. So the car pretty much, when you get off the gas pedal, starts charging back the battery. So imagine driving a car or a motorcycle in first gear, a very powerful one, and you just have this insane engine braking. That's what it felt like to me. Like, soon you get off the gas pedal, it's like, whoa, it felt like you were jamming on the brakes. Should like walk faster, man. She's giving me this stink ass look like, you better speed up, man, I ain't slowing down for you. And I got this cab behind me. But man, that Autopilot was super cool, man. And then back to the regen, that shit was cool too. It was different, it was weird. So like when I drive, you know, I'll drive towards the corner, get off the gas, let it roll a little bit, and then give it a little bit of brakes. But like as soon as you take your foot off the gas pedal, it's doing the braking. And that's actually gonna save you brakes over the years. You're not gonna have to change your brake pads because the car could stop itself or come to, you know, at least slow down via regen, which is actually very good. Right now, you don't have to spend money on brake pads and rotors over the years, over the lifetime of the car. And you're also saving or capturing energy again, which is also good. Car is very interesting, I tell you, man. Very different. It doesn't feel like a car. It's like a smartphone on wheels. But I definitely enjoyed it though. Test drive was pretty short. It was like half hour, maybe 45 minutes. But it was definitely cool. Speaking of Tesla, here's one coming now. A white one turning left in the leftmost lane. Check this guy out. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Now I just don't think having a Tesla is really feasible living in an apartment. I mean, obviously if you live in an apartment and you got money for a $75,000 car, you know, you might want to buy property before getting a nice car. But I think that it's not feasible. You're going to have to rely on superchargers and destination charges instead of just plugging in your house. Just my opinion. Obviously, you know, if you don't know, you could plug your Tesla into your regular wall outlet, no converters, no nothing. But I think you get 5 miles an hour of charge, which is pretty weak, but it's something. And you're in a sense getting that for free, right? Yes, you have to pay an electricity bill, but you could get the 240 outlet set up. I think they have to come and do it for you, or someone with electrician skills will have to come and do it for you. And then you get, I think, 31 miles per hour of charge. A lot better, but it's gonna cost you a little bit of money. But it will cost you money to install it. It's just a one-time installation. Look at this jackass here. What the fuck are you doing, man? Anyway, Vision Zero de Blasio, Vision Zero. That's another video, but wow, it's 850 already. I've been going very slow. My average speed is 12.1. I'm usually flying. Average speed easily could be high 13, low 14. But I've been taking it easy because it's wet. And I don't want the water to spin up all over me. But I must say, even though it's rainy and all this shit, this commute wasn't too bad. It was so much less bikes and pedestrians and all the shit that makes your life hard out here. So even the cars behaved today. There we go. Look at this guy. Why is he going over here? Now he's fucking it up for me. This guy's a jackass, man. What the fuck this guy doing? Fucking jerk off. Don't slide through, let me through. Oh my god, why would she just stop there? Super wet out here. Really wet. A lot of kind of like standing water, you know, like the road dips down a little bit and you get the little awkward puddles of water. But yeah, this is me, so I'll catch you guys later.